Hi everyone, welcome to the part 2 of BEE Unit 5, Basic Electrical Engineering Unit 5. So as we have discussed about part 1, so the continuation would be in part 2. So let me go with the next one. So as I said you previously, like I divided the total Unit 5 into 3 parts, part 1, part 2 and part 3. Part 1 has been discussed before and we are at part 2 right now. In part 2, these are another 6 set of questions. So previously we studied 6 set of questions and here are the next 6 questions. So totally there are 12 theoretical questions in Unit 5. So let us go through the questions one by one. The first question is, as we ended with MCB, miniature circuit breaker in part 1. The second part, at the leakage circuit breaker. And the next one is, you can see all are explain about. You can see it very clearly. It's all about explain about everything. After this ELCB at the leakage circuit breaker, we study about MCCB, molded case circuit breaker. And next, what are the various types of batteries? What are the battery characteristics? So what are the methods to improve power factor? So power factor is popularly known as PF, and later we have energy calculations. Basing on these calculations, we have a problem on it. So we have only one problem in Unit 5, which is regarding to calculation of energy. That would be covered in part 3. So we'll go to the next part. As I said you previously, please refer to this book, and what on the page number sections I have mentioned in my videos are from this book only. So why I'm referring you this, because I don't belong to this publishers. So the total syllabus is being covered in this book, especially Unit 5, which is not being there in any other BW book. So I'll go to what are the pages which you have to study here. So if you are going for the earth leakage circuit breaker students, you can go to section 8.7.2. I want to be more clear. So I may even mention the section because you study a lot. So here earth leakage circuit breaker I mean the diagram of the earth leakage circuit breaker, explaining the diagram and the working principles. You can find it in just one page, 32 to 33. And molded case circuit breaker also, you find a very big figure, try to draw that figure, and later you can find it in page number 34 and 35, one page. So what are the various types of batteries? You study this question in your chemistry also, primary batteries and secondary batteries. So it is being covered in section 8.8. Under section 8.8, you have to study about 8.8.1 and 8.8.2, which are covered in these pages, which are 535 and 538. Later, we talk about battery characteristics, 5 to 6 characteristics, which are there in section 8.8.4, which are covered in these 2 pages. Actually, it starts from half of a page and one point is covered in page number 540. Explain about methods to improve power factor. So you have to refer in page number 541 in the section 8.9.3. And later we study about energy calculation, so which is in 8.10 and which is 541 to 542. At 542, you also see a problem which we discuss in part 3. Here, this energy calculation is all about power, energy, watt hours, kilowatt hours kind of things, so which are important. So these are the things which you have to study. And again, I tell you students, what is the procedure to prepare? Draw neat diagram and explain about the diagram which you have done. And after that, write down the working principle of it. So this is, again, I tell you, in complete Unit 4, the 12 questions are theory. 6 questions are covered in part 1, 6 questions are covered in part 2, and a problem in part 3. So all the 12 theory questions, the same way you have to do it. Draw the diagram, explain about the diagram, and write down the working of that diagram. So how the things works there. Suppose you have taken earth leakage circuit breaker, how it actually works. So how it prevents the fault or any negative thing. So that's the thing which you have to study, students. So battery characteristics, if you look at the battery characteristics, it's a complete theory one. Power factor also, it's in points. Here also, it's all in formulae. So you have to, batteries also, you just write down the names. Only for these 2 things, you have to know about the diagram and working principle, and also explain about the diagram. So these are the 3 things which you have to remember, students, for Unit 5. So with that, I convey my thanks, and as the exams are coming nearby, I wish you all the best for your examination, students. Do well and follow the three-step procedure. What are the three-step procedure? Draw the diagram, explain about the diagram, and working principle of the diagram which you have done. Working, not working principle, working of the diagram which you have done, students. So with that, I'll end the video. Thank you all. Thank you very much and wish you all the very best. Thank you.